The next term is the median. Okay, and the median we see here is the number in the middle when all of them are in order from least to greatest. So this one we're going to have to do a little bit of work. Okay, we actually have to put these numbers in order from smallest to biggest. So we already know 2 is the smallest, so we'll start there. And I could just maybe cross it out as I write it. Okay, are there any more 2's? No, I don't see any more 2's. Here's a 3, so I'll write 3 next. It looks like that was the only 3. Then there's a 4 and another 4. So we could write both of them next to each other. See how we're just going in order from smallest to biggest. Looks like there's a couple 5's, so there's 2 5's, so I'll write those next. There's no 6, there's no 7, but there are actually 4 8's. So we have to write 4 different 8's to account for all of those. No 9's, no 10's, and then just the 11. So there's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers, so we got them all. And that's what they are in order from least to greatest. Okay, so now the median says it's the number in the middle when they're in order from least to greatest. So what that means is we could go like this. I've seen people do this. To find the number in the middle, we could just cross off the first one and the last one, and the next first one and the next to last one, kind of like this. Okay, cross them out like that, and then we can't cross out anymore at this point. So that means that this number here, the 5, is the number in the middle. Okay, in other words, there were 5 numbers over here in front of that 5, and there were 5 more numbers after the 5, so that means that that was the number that was right smack in the middle of those numbers. Therefore, the median would be 5. Okay, now if you happen to have an even number of numbers, in this case we had 11 numbers, but if you had an even number like 10 or 8 or 6, then you would go like this. Let's say that our numbers were, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And those were our only numbers. Well, notice how if I do that same trick and I try to cross off the first one and the last one and the next one and the next one, there's no middle number, right? Because there's an even number of numbers. There's not going to be 1 in the middle. So what you actually do is you take the 2 numbers in the middle, the 5 and the 6, and you actually find their average or their mean. So in this case, we would do 5 plus 6, which is 11. And then we would do 11 divided by 2, because there were 2 numbers there, 5 and 6. And that's going to give us a median of 5.5, 5.5. Okay, so just be careful whether there's an even or an odd number of data points. You're going to kind of find the median those 2 different ways, just to be aware of that. All right, and then finally, the mode. The mode is actually another easy one. It's just simply the number that appears the most often in the data set. All right, so if you remember from before when we listed them out in order, we noticed that there were 4 8's. Okay, there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4. And if you do a quick glance, there's no more numbers in there that appear as often as the 8 does, which appeared 4 different times. So the mode is just going to be 8. See how quick and easy that was? So sometimes that one is quicker. And another side note, if there isn't a number that appears more often than any of the other ones, you would just say that there is no mode. Okay, but usually there's going to be. You just got to find the one that shows up the most. All right, so that's all 4 of them. Here is just kind of a quick overview of all the definitions put together. This would be a good slide to look over again, study. Maybe you want to write these on note cards and quiz yourself on them. But yeah, these are just kind of the 4 most basic terms in statistics that you're going to see a lot. So it's going to be very helpful for you to get familiar with them. If you want a little bit of practice on your own, here is another set of data. Okay, you have new numbers here. And if you want to try to find those 4 values, the range, the mean, the median, and the mode, you have some numbers here that you could give it a shot with. So good luck.